Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Challenger Series number 18. This is day 2. My name is Nature, and we have got NoRemorse versus NiP. Heavy hitters here in this second day. Now, unfortunately, I am casting alone, and well, since I'm a little bit new to casting in general, this is not going to be good. So heads up for that, as we do have got the very first bans coming in here. LeBlanc, Dr. Mundo, Twisted Fate, and Diana being banned here by NiP. I'm not too sure why they are actually banning those two, because I haven't seen a Twisted Fate or a Diana in competitive play in Season 4 just yet. I think, to be honest, that these are just maybe some troll bans to well, exert their dominance here, if you will. And, well, we are just going to have and see whether that is actually true, or I'm just completely off right now. And those are actually directed bans towards NukeDoc. Sorry, NukeDoc is, of course, playing on NiP towards that NoRemorse middle lane, as they did ban out Kassadin as well. On the other side, NoRemorse banning out the Elise, a very, very strong jungler, of course. Were some threads on that on the subreddit, why Elise actually has every single thing in her kit that most champions do not. And there I have it, the Yasuo being picked up by a NoRemorse. And since I'm solo casting, you might hear me being silent from time to time just to catch my breath. And let's hope that this is going to be a very bloody game in the end, because I'm not too good at color casting in general. So I can handle the play-by-play, but the color might start to get interesting when I'm forced to do that. So Amin, of course, the new jungler for NiP, will be picking up that Vi, and Zoro0 in that top lane will be running the Renekton. Very standard pick so far. The Vi has actually been surprisingly dominant, if you'd ask me, in the last couple of days. And on the other side, One-chan, if I'm actually pronouncing that correctly, which I'm probably not, is looking to pick up the Gragas here for his team. Kali on his team of NoRemorse, not quite done deciding what he will pick up for his team just yet, as it seems like it might just be a Lee Sin here, but neither of them have locked in something actually here. So we are just going to have and wait and see what happens. 10 more seconds until they actually decide. Kali still frantically switching out, and it seems like it is in fact going to be the Gragas and the Lee Sin here for NoRemorse, as he doesn't switch it out to the Lucian at the very last possible second. So it's going to be a Lucian here for NoRemorse, of course. Very, very strong laner, and we saw that yesterday, I believe, where the Lucian tends to put a whole lot of pressure. And in the end, in that second game between Lowland Lions and MYM, I believe that it was Lowland Lions that had a little bit of problem laning against the Lucian, and in the end that was the game that they lost. So NiP will be picking up the Jinx and the Thresh as well. Jinx for Freeze, of course, and Mithy will be running that Thresh. Fairly standard stuff there as well. But now that leaves NoRemorse open to pick up a support towards for their liking, because right now I don't think they're actually going to pick up something like a Leona, which is fairly dominant these days. And in fact, Darker will be running the Annie, so that is, well, once again, fairly standard stuff. And Scotlol has picked himself up the Lee Sin, so that is probably going to be a Lee Sin jungle. Yes, it is, unless they do something sketchy like the Gragas jungle, which we do see from time to time, but not too often. So Lee Sin jungle for NoRemorse, and on the other side, Freeze will be picking up that very last champion for NiP, and it is going to be the kill. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we still have Esports Venture, the betting website, up and running. So if you want to bet on the upcoming games and test your esports knowledge, you can do so by typing !bet in chat, clicking the link, and if you click that specific link and head over to Esports Venture via that specific link, you will get €5 extra, all on us at Chaos TV. Well, if you at least deposit a minimum of €20. Now, for the time being, we are going to head into a very brief commercial break. Sorry about that. When we come back, NoRemorse and NiP look to take it to the Rift at day 2 for the Challenger Series number 18.
What the people say.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Challenger Series, number 18, of course. My name is Nature, this is NiP versus NoRemorse, and luckily we have found ourselves someone to fill in once the other casters are gone. Of course, Spoddington has gone towards Brazil, so I would like to welcome TechnoLink here.
Viva la vida loco. Hello, Lucas. It's really nice of you guys to have me here, and, well, if Spoddington is going to Brazil, I'll be trying to fill his shoes. And I have heard that he has some pretty big shoes that I can fill. So, yeah, NiP versus NoRemorse. We have some really nice players here. I see Zoro, Mithy, Freeze, Nuke, and on the other side, Forellan Lord. So, are we going to see some 3000 elo shockwaves today?
Well, there is unfortunately no Orianna on the Rift, but we could certainly see some really good stuff happening with the Yasuo, of course, which is a very, very strong pick we do see these days. Now, nothing happening in these early stages of the game just yet. Godbro and Kali are just rotating over towards that blue buff area to pick up some of, to pick up that blue buff in the end. Forellan Lord rotating there as well, and NoRemorse just backing away towards their bottom lane. Now, it seems like I am 10 seconds away from that 2-minute mark. So we are just going to have and see how this game plays out.
Yeah, so if we're going to take a quick look at the items that have been selected by all the players, something is also amiss here, because usually we're going to see a Gragas going down the middle lane, but this time he's going to send the drone guy up against the Crocodile. Doran's shield's probably not as effective against a Gragas as it would have been against a Yasuo, but still it will sustain the Renekton in the top lane for quite some time. However, what I do expect is in the bottom lane, that's probably where we're going to be seeing the action, as both junglers have started on the top side of the jungle, and already a Death Sentence landing.
Yeah, Scott Lol being forced to flash out there, as Darker will be just keeping him safe with those stuns of him. Freeze and Mithy in that bottom lane, putting the pressure on, and that is going to hurt Scott Lol and Darker here. Of course, Scott Lol having a little bit of pressure, having a little bit of problem rather, pressuring back against Freeze and Mithy, and these guys are really, really scared of those death sentences, because if those do land, that is going to hurt quite a lot. Now, Kali has joined them in that bottom lane, so that could be bad for either Freeze or Mithy, but Scott Law and Darker really have to be careful that they don't get turned on.
Yeah, and this is basically what Scuttle and Darker are trying to accomplish here. They're pushed back, so they're trying to make it happen so that Kali can come in from behind, but he's already gone back into the jungle, probably expecting that Vi might have been there. If Amin would have come in at the moment, Kali would have come in as well. Vi would have beaten Lee Sin just purely on the amount of power that she has on her own. So, this bottom lane, as I predicted, it is going to be pretty huge. But in the mid lane, you could actually the bottom lane.
Yeah, Scott Law being forced to flash, or not forced to flash, using the Relentless Pursuit, but he goes down in the end. First blood for Mithy and NiP. That is good stuff by them. I don't think they actually flashed for it in the end. No, they did not.
Kali getting caught.
Oh, that is very, very bad for Amin, as Kali will be chasing him down. Amin flashing for himself. Forellan Lord not quite done chasing him yet. Ignite is landed. Forellan Lord taking the kill home 1-1.
Was well played there by Forellan Lord, actually putting himself in a position where Amin had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, already blew his flash to try and get over the wall, and then was pretty much stuck trying to get the cooldown back on his Vault Breaker. But in the end, nice pickup there. Going back to the bottom lane, you could immediately see that the damage coming out from Jinx and Thresh, they forced both Lucian and Annie straight back into their tower, and then capitalized on the fact that they probably suspected that Kali was in the top side of the jungle, where he met Vi. That's the moment they went in without any fear of a counterattack by Lee Sin. And so well played there by Freeze and Mithy.
Yes, certainly good job by them. Nuke Duck, Nuke Duck, or is it Nuke as he's called in that middle lane, being ganked here by Kali, being forced to flash, but here's the resonating strike and the Sonic Wave doesn't quite get knocked out by the Tornado. The red buff doing work on him, but he does manage to force Kali out in the end, so Kali not quite dying, or not quite picking up the kill there yet, rather. Nuke Duck being forced back to his third, and Kali and Pharrell Lord are looking to put on the pressure in that middle lane. Amin is there to help Nuke out if needed, though.
Yeah, but Nuke isn't really afraid. He has his Righteous Fury. He can just smash all those minions away. You can see him just clearing out pretty much every minion, getting every last hit in. So even if the Lee Sin and Yasuo in the mid lane with Pharrell Lord and Kali actually piloting them, Kill should have been able, with her range, to just sit under the tower, get those last hits, and not really fear anything that those two champions could do. Now in the bottom lane, once again, great Kali looking for an engage here. You can see him scouting out whether Nuke Duck and Mithy have spotted him via a ward. Waiting in that brush, he's probably going to, well, sit there for about 10 seconds if they don't walk forward. But you can see Mithy walking forward just slightly. He's probably going to go back to base, but here he comes.
Yeah, Safeguard being used. Freeze getting a whole lot of damage on himself. Double shot coming out of Scotlaw, but it's not quite enough once again to pick up the kill on towards Freeze. So Freeze has been forced to back away. That might just open up that bottom lane for NoRemorse to put the pressure on a little bit more. But hold that thought for a second, because meanwhile in that middle lane, Amin was looking to pressure Pharrell Lord. Pharrell Lord playing it safe, and that is something worth noting with the Yasuo, because of course Yasuo can dash only towards enemy minions. He does have some problems with overextending if that happens, but Pharrell Lord playing it really safe here.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he could place himself in front of the enemy minions and use those as a way to dash back to himself. So, Yasuo versus Kill is a matchup that we haven't really seen in the LCS, but we have seen it, well, at least I've seen it pretty much in the higher regions of the solo queue. It's really hard for Yasuo due to the fact that his Wind Wall does not block the ranged attack coming out of Kill, because it doesn't count as a projectile, and that makes it even harder for him. But it's not that bad. He's only, well, it's pretty bad actually. He's more than 19 CS behind. But if we're looking at the top lane, Renekton completely outfarming Gragas right there. 38 to 70. 30 CS, that equates to about 2.5 kills, and that's quite a bit if we're looking at the gold. Already a 700 gold deficit coming out for Gragas. And yeah, Kali moving towards the top lane, picking up this raid, might just go and gank 0-0 in that top lane.
Yeah, you'd have to feel like Goldberg actually really needs this help, because 0-0, as you said, is well, demolishing him here when it comes to farm. And well, he's even allowing him to farm. Every single time Goldberg steps towards that farm, he is going to get punished for it. Now, once again, hold that thought for a second, because Amin might be looking for something to happen here. Looking to maybe pressure, put a little bit more pressure in that jungle down. Kali is near doing his red buff, but Pharrell Lord could be in trouble. Amin uses the Volt Breaker. Pharrell Lord gets knocked back. A Sultan Battery comes down. Righteous Fury being used, and it is going to be enough. Nuke Duck picking up the second kill for his team.
Yeah, and this is the danger that every team that is facing a Vi has to be wary of. The moment she hits level 6, Assault and Battery will be available, and as a result, there's no escaping, especially not, you already pointed it out, Yasuo can only dash to an enemy minion. So the moment they actually hit that Vault Breaker, following it up with an Assault and Battery, he has nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And, well, unfortunately for Pharrell Lord, his flash was not available as well. So, Death Sentence landing onto Darker.
Oh, Darker getting pulled in. Flame Chompers comes out. Darker, he is getting flayed back. Box comes down. Great flash on the box.
In the top lane.
Get hit by the Super Mega Death Rocket. Meanwhile, that top lane, as you said, Goldbro getting ganked by Amin. Amin will be taking that kill home. And, well, Goldbro was so underfarmed, you really couldn't do anything about it. But
and now in the bot lane, once again, Kali coming in.
Yeah, the action not quite done here yet. Freeze getting stunned up. Great flash. Dragon's Rage barrier being used, but is it going to be enough? Certainly isn't looking like it. Mithy tanking out for his AD carry. Freeze will be going down to the red buff ticking, and Mithy being forced to flash as well. Ignite is ticking. Is it going to be enough? Yes. No, it is not. In fact, 3-2, and some great kills there for NoRemorse.
Yeah, well played there by Kali, making total use of the ability to flash behind us. enemy with the Dragon's Rage, kicking him straight into his own team. So they're going to try and pick up the Dragon right now, the guys from NoRemorse. However, they have to be careful because, well, with Armin and NiPGaming in the middle lane, both hammering down on the turret of Lord. Well, if they aren't careful, Armin, once he gets his Vault Breaker back, might just jump straight onto Lord. And with the intervention from Kill, well, there's nothing Lord can do about it to even get a chance for a return kill.
Yeah, Lord could be in real danger. Armin doesn't have a whole lot of mana though, so he doesn't have enough for Vault Breaker and Assault and Battery, which just came up, or just comes up in another second. So there wasn't really a chance for well, he could have gone down, of course, but I don't think he was expecting to go down in the end. And, well, that resets every lane just a little bit. Lord will just be farming it out. NiPGaming returning towards that middle lane as well. He will just be taking some of those minions. And, well, look at this. Kali and Lord. Oh, I didn't think Lord actually was going to go down there anyhow. And Kali is going to go down there. Might just be looking to pick up another kill, but Mithy has warded the Tri-Brush.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to make it impossible for Kali to actually make something happen, but we should also take a quick look at the top lane, where Zoro has picked up a rather interesting item. It has been seen in pretty much the solo queue type of Renekton players, where you go for a Ravenous Hydra, but in this case he picked up the Tiamat, and now they're jumping straight onto Onichan. Intervention landing on Zoro, that's going to keep him safe. The Ignite ticks, but it's definitely not going to be enough, and Gragas, yeah, Onichan, Godbro, completely shut down there.
Yeah, there's nothing he could have done about that. Perhaps he could have backed away, but that is, well, dangerous as well, of course. Meanwhile, that middle lane, Armin has rotated over there, rather, to defend that turret against Lord.
Kali in the bottom lane.
Yeah, this could be bad for Freeze. Freeze getting hit by the Sonic Wave, and bye-bye to him. Kali will be taking home that kill. Great Tibbers coming out of Darker there, and that might just give them the return turret. Oh, here comes Lord on towards Mithy. Mithy gets bursted, and Armin right now with the Assault and Battery 1 versus 4. Can he pick up a kill? No, he cannot. Double kill coming in for Lord.
And once again, well played here by Lord, just waiting for the third charge on his Q, and then leading into another fight where Kali gets blown up by the Super Mega Death Rockets. Wow.
Oh, did not see that at all. Sorry.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Jinx all the way from base. So, yeah, if you're dealing with a Jinx, you have to be careful. Don't recall any most obvious spots, because else it's just going to be bye-bye. And Jinx picking up yet another kill for the team of Ninjas in Pyjamas. Meanwhile,
that middle lane, Zoro taking home a turret as well, so that makes it 2-1 in turrets. Zoro extending that gold lead for NiP just a little bit. Oh, Godbro could find himself in trouble here. Zoro is not going to dash after him, however. But he did extend his gold lead to around, I'd say, 800 gold, so nothing too much just yet. Not too much just yet, but if they keep going like this, it's going to be very, very bad for NoRemorse.
Yeah, and if we're again looking at the top lane for Ninjas in Pyjamas with Zoro now with the Tiamat, he was already winning the lane, and Onichan or Godbro, he's going to need quite some items to make himself into the Gragas that we know that is able to just blow up whoever whoever crosses his path. So, what can Godbro do right now? Well, farm, and hope that Renekton doesn't roam too much and just tries to pressure him. But on the other hand, that's not what Zoro is going to do. He's just going to be shoving the lane and then heading to his team, because Dragon is about to respawn in less than 2 minutes. So, keeping Godbro in his lane. And actually, if we're looking at the gold right now between Godbro and Zoro, there's a 1300 difference between the two champions. And Zoro hasn't even gone back to base yet, so most likely his next item is going to be the Spirit Visage, or at least his next major item. Oh, Lord!
Oh, Lord finds himself in all kinds of trouble. NiPGaming bursting him down. Armin taking home the kill, and that might leave Darker and Great Kali here in trouble.
Lane turret.
And Scott Law taking a whole lot of damage under that turret, being first to flash, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Assault and Battery comes down on towards Kali, being first to flash for himself, but that is not going to save him either. Freeze gets excited, flash! Death Sentence will not be quite enough to pick up Darker, and he survives by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, Darker was just in the right position to use that one, but couldn't really do anything more than that. He did have Timber's time available, but he probably knew, yeah, it's probably not going to happen, so I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer. However, it is going to allow Freeze and Mithy to just put a lot of pressure on this bottom lane, and we all know Jinx, Tower Pusher Supreme. I'm pretty sure most of you guys remember the old Master Yi was able to kill Tower as well. Master Yi needed to use his ultimate. Jinx just needs to attack, and that's a huge difference between those two champions. So, if we're now going to go back to the Dragon Spawn in 20 seconds, I wouldn't be... Ninjas in Pyjamas, they have a few wards, but they're about to run out. The one at the red camp is about to run out. Red camp is going to show, but in the top lane a fight.
Yeah, Zora Zero getting ganked by Godbro, or Kali rather, and Godbro did manage to get an assist in that, so that might get him a little bit back in this game, but he is still so far behind when it comes to gold, so he really needs a lot of those minions. And meanwhile, the Dragon, there you have it, NiP are probably going to take this one and put that money they get off of that in their very own pockets. No contention even coming out of NoRemorse here.
Yeah, but that's maybe the thing that Zoro want to accomplish. Gragas, Godbro can no longer fight Zoro on an even footing because, well, you just look at the damage. Gragas has no damage items, whereas Zoro has his Tiamat, but also now has a Spectre's Cowl, a Giant's Belt, a Kindle Gem. He's not going to die to just Godbro, so they're forcing Kali to come to the top lane. That opens up the Dragon for Ninjas in Pyjamas. And they, an immediate assault battery with the Forerunner Lord.
Yeah, Forerunner Lord getting knocked up once again. Righteous Fury coming out, and Nukeduck will once again be picking up that kill. The Reckoning, I should say, not the Righteous Fury. And he might just be roaming to pick up Great Kali here, but he is a little bit too slippery. And, well, Godbro realizing the threat and backing away.
Yeah, Godbro immediately picking up Rod of Ages, sells his health potion, so we're going to pick up some additional... Okay, picking up an amplifying tome, but in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Death Sentence has landed on towards Scotland. There is no surviving through that. That is just well, a death sentence in the end, and he just gets bursted by Freeze. Freeze once again picking up the 10th kill for his team. And that does extend their gold lead to around 5,000 gold, which is starting to get painful for NoRemorse if it wasn't already.
Yeah, nice jump there by Kali, straight over the wall with a safeguard, but yeah, 5,000 gold is pretty much the moment where things are going to happen. Vault Breaker being charged by Amin, and they're going in.
Yeah, Forerunner Lord getting knocked back once again. The save coming in on towards Nuke. He's flashed back, but Forerunner Lord is going to bite the dust box coming down. Mithy will be taking down Darker with the help of his team. Two-man flash coming out. Darker desperately trying to get out. Super Mega Death Rocket will get Freeze excited by picking up that kill. And right now, Amin charging over the wall, and they are going to take this very first inhibitor turret down at 18 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and this is very well played here by Ninja Pyjamas. Sort of looked like they were caught out, but in fact, with Nukeduck's intervention, he was only baiting out the combination of attacks that NoRemorse was trying to accomplish onto Nukeduck. Amin coming in, nice kill, and also the Super Mega Death Rocket aimed exactly at the right position to pick up the kill on Annie. And yeah, with the first inhibitor down, it's going to be really hard for the team of NoRemorse to come back from this. And it's not just because of the inhibitor that goes down, because inhibitors, you can fight against it. The issue is, it's a bottom inhibitor, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ninjas in Pyjamas use this, well, this opportunity to get some pressure on the top side of the map, ward it up, and then go straight towards Baron Nashor. Also, for them, we were talking about the 5,000 gold, it's now up to 7,000 gold. That's pretty much the point where big items are going to be finished ahead of your opponents, and that's also what causes all the snowballing in the previous patches and also in this one. If you have big items, and in League of Legends the combination of the items is very, very powerful compared to just the parts. So the sum of the parts is the one is bigger than the sum of the parts. So Right now, Mitty clearing out wards around the Baron pit, so we're probably going to see a Baron attempt, and with the bottom lane being pushed by super minions, they're going to have to send someone there, because if those super minions stack up, 2 super minions will empower each other. Actually, Godbro getting caught out, but Amin doesn't decide to do anything with it. The issue is, if they start stacking up those super minions, it's all over, and it looks like, well, Ninja Pyjamas heading towards the Baron and starting it up.
Yeah, this could be bad for either team because Ninjas and Pyjamas really want to be careful with what they do and how they react to a fight here. They are all grouped up. They do decide to back away from that Baron and maybe start a fight here. Of course, NiPGaming healing everyone up if needed, using that speed buff to maybe try and catch someone out, but in the end they are just going to push out that lane. Meanwhile, that top lane, Zora could be looking for the kill around towards Goldbro. Forella Lord getting caught out by Amin. A Sultan Battery comes down. That is the second time this happens this game. Great explosive cast. Might be enough to save him, but the Ignite has landed. Super Mega Death Rocket. Are you kidding me? Freeze once again. That was perfectly placed for the 3rd time this match. But they're not done quite yet. NiPGaming with the Dark Passage is going to be enough. He gets stunned up. Tibbers comes down. NiPGaming taking a whole lot of damage. Great dodge on the Sonic Wave and the Resonating Strike. But Zora comes in here. Great death sentence once again. Godbro gets killed. Mithy will bite the dust as a result. But Freeze isn't done fighting here just yet. Over the wall, just throwing some of those rockets out towards Scott Lowell. But he does decide to back away. We did see in the meantime actually Nuke going down.
Yeah, NiPGaming, he overstayed his welcome a little bit, was already pretty low, didn't have his intervention anymore. And, well, Kali just jumped over a minion, picked up the kill. Yeah, this is also why you don't want to overstay your welcome at any point. You lose a few, well, at this point they aren't as disastrous because of the fact that the super minions were pushing down in the bottom side of the base. But, yeah, you don't want to be giving up free kills at this point of the game because, well, Death Armors are starting to get towards the 40-second mark. We all know what you can do in 40 seconds, an easy Baron. And losing a Baron with a 9,000 gold lead for Ninja Pyjamas is probably not on the agenda at this point. But if they keep doing that, yeah, then it's going to happen.
Yeah, Namin has once again started off the Baron, so they might just seriously be considering this one this time around if they weren't doing that already. Now, Godbro might just spot them out. Mithy just securing that defensive perimeter. Death Sentence comes in, won't quite connect. Sorry about that this time. And, well, they back away once again. Forella Lord has spotted them out. They might just try and get in here. Amin gets knocked out. Blast Breath will be enough, but Forella Lord won't quite pay the price just yet. Being forced to flash out. Once again, Kali is certainly going down here. Scott Lowe gets hooked in there. Oni-chan being forced to run as well. Scott Lowe, great flash out of him, but Godbro is going to pay the price. No one saw that flash, Godbro. Scott Lowe might be the next target. Darker being forced to flash. Double kill coming in here from Freeze. That makes him excited. Scott Lowe being chased here. Using that barrier. Once again, Zap comes in. That is a triple kill for Freeze. Mithy might just be enough here for him to get that quadra kill. Ooh, the great wind wall from Forella Lord will be enough to deter him from picking up the quadra.
Yeah, but this is all of this with the 4 deaths on the team of NoRemorse. Yeah, Ninja Pyjamas just going to pick up the inhibitor once again, and they're not really afraid to take down the middle inhibitor turret as well. We might see it engage here. Sonic Wave has landed on Mitty, but it doesn't look like they really want to be going in because they know we're weaker at this point. We really need to catch them out with everything we have. And that's just not going to happen, so for now, Forella Lord just... Oh, Forella Lord going in!
Yeah, last breath being used on Mithy. Bye-bye to him, but Forella Lord will be going down as a result. He pays the ultimate price right now. Darker than new focus, he's going down as well. Zoro Zero is not to be stopped at this point, and they will be picking up the inhibitor, second inhibitor of the game, going over to NiP as well, and that might just give them the opportunity to pick up that very last inhibitor here. NiPGaming actually being locked up here, being knocked back by the explosive casks coming in there, and NiPGaming will be going down as a result. And once again, you have to feel like he overstayed his welcome rather, just a little bit there.
Yeah, that's basically what's costing NiPGaming his 2 deaths right now, because he only has 2 deaths, and both of them were just because he overextended a little bit too much. On the other hand, it did give his team a little bit of time to clear out the jungle, and well, at this point, he feels that his life is able to be traded for the entire jungle. I'm not entirely sure if that's a fair trade, but yeah, I guess NukeDuck really wants to just get nuked, I guess. Right, so if we're looking at what can the team of NoRemorse do at this point, well, for one, they have to defend. They can't leave their base anymore. They can send one of them to the top lane to just farm up, but the rest has to stay there because the super minions will be stacking up. Ninja Pyjamas probably will just try and continue to secure the area around Baron, pick that one up, and maybe make something happen. I mean, actually in top lane trying to get onto Godbro, but yeah, you can't really catch Gragas, and that's basically something that we saw in the beginning of the game as well, with Armin looking in the top lane for a gank, but couldn't quite make it. So, once again, Ninja Pyjamas, they're looking to secure the Baron. They have the team to do it. They have Kill, they have Jinx, and they have Vi. All of them pretty able to destroy Baron on their own. Actually, NukeDuck catching onto Darker.
Oh, Darker uses the Tibbers, but it's not going to be enough. A Sultan Battery comes down on towards Godbro. Godbro being knocked back once again by the Volt Breaker, juking into the brush, but once again, not going to be enough. Freeze with a double kill. Now they have caught scent of Ferenalord. Ferenalord desperately trying to get out there with those sweeping blades, but it doesn't seem like he's actually going to be able to. NukeDuck has set his sights. Doesn't quite get knocked off by the tornado. He has spotted out Kali. Uses the intervention on himself. NukeDuck bites the dust, being knocked back there by the Dragon's Rage. Kali being chased down. Double kill coming in for Nuke, and that could be the Baron.
It's probably going to be the Baron, and if we're looking at the attempt by Ferenalord and Kali, it was a good attempt. If they could have landed the Dragon's Rage a little bit earlier, NukeDuck had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. On the other hand, Ninja Pyjamas, they chased a little bit too long. They probably could have given up the chase a few, well, about 10 to 20 seconds earlier. Might not have picked up the kills onto both Yasuo and Lee Sin, but it would have secured them yet another Nexus Tower because, well, Lee Sin and Yasuo were both not in the base, and it would have taken them at least 8 seconds just to get back into position to defend their own Nexus. For now, NoRemorse is still alive, and it's just a matter of time before those inhibitors will come back, and all they have to do, up till that point, hold out, sit there, enjoy the ride, let Ninjas in Pyjamas engage, and turn it around with the Explosive Cask, Dragon's Rage, and the Last Breath.
Yeah, that is easier said than done, of course, because, well, if they do manage to catch out Amin here, that could be very much easier done than said in the end. Amin gets the intervention on himself. The death sentence will get blocked out. Box was being forced out, but here's the Talisman of Ascension. Kali could be in trouble here. Doesn't quite get hooked in, but they have caught Ferenalord, not deciding to go in there. In the end, he was there with the entirety of his team. Right now, Nuke being the new focus. He doesn't have his intervention. Ferenalord picking up the kill. In the meantime, Freeze and Zora Zero doing work on the inhibitor. Flame Chompers come out, but Kali has, well, of course, walked around them. Amin could be the new focus here, using that Vault Breaker to get over the wall. Kali will not be pursuing that kill in the end. Zora Zero, very, very tanky. I don't think they can actually make this work on towards him. Kali right now splitting up from his team, trying to defend. Great Tibbers coming out of Darker. That will be enough to pick up at least Ahmed, but Freeze's new focus shutdown coming in on him. That will be enough for them to pick up Mithy as well. Double kill on Ferenalord, and right now they have set their sights on towards Zora Zero. Great reaction time on the flash, and that will be enough to save him.
And again, the issue here being Ninjas in Pyjamas overstaying their welcome just a little bit too long. The moment they lost NukeDuck, they should have retreated, and this is also, well, playing into the fact that NukeDuck overextends a little bit too much. He gets blown up, and subsequently they lose a lot of their damage. Freeze is a lot of sustained damage, but NukeDuck is the only one in the team that can actually nuke someone. So if they are unable to take out both Yasuo and Lucian, they're going to be losing those team fights. Actually, Kali trying his best, but getting locked up.
Yeah, Kali is being forced to flash, not going to be enough. Zoro with the 1 kill, Nuke Duck with the other shutdown coming in on Pharrell Lord. Super Mega Death Rocket not connecting this time. I believe that is the very first one that didn't connect this game. Zoro has caught sight of Darker, and he really wants blood here. Darker desperately trying to run away. Zoro will have that called a meek up and the slice and dice in just a couple of seconds. Explosive Cask comes out. Darker paying the price. And, well, we get, well, or is he? Zoro getting stunned up once again. Here is Armin using the flash. Won't quite get in range for the assault and battery. A little bit of an unfortunate flash right there. But NiP have picked themselves up the inhibitor. Looking for this second inhibitor as well. Godbro will probably not be able to defend this one. Here's the rest of NoRemorse. Can they make something happen here? That is the real question. NiP desperately trying to maintain a foothold in this base. I mean, well, keeping a little distance from his team because you don't want to get caught by five-man Tibbers, of course. And in the end, they decide to back away safely.
Yeah, and this is something that Ninja Pyjamas should have been doing a little bit earlier than what they're doing right now. Because if we're looking at what has happened the previous times, every single time one of them stayed a little bit too long. And this time they moved as a 5-man unit, they picked up a kill. Or, well, not really picked up the kill onto Darker. They pretty much reduced him to 0 health. He was unable to be of any danger in the, or any threat in the subsequent team fight. And Ninja Pyjamas, they pick up 2 inhibitors. And that's all they have to do. Go back to base, get some items, and subsequently head into the top lane, get that final inhibitor, or dash straight through the middle to that Nexus turret.
Yeah. But they might just get stopped by the NoRemorse wall of champions. Of course, NoRemorse are starting to do a little bit too much damage. Now, one Nexus turret has fallen already, of course, so that might make it a little bit easier for NiP. Zoro just laughing it out on those taps on the base of NoRemorse. Well, here's the Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike coming in there as well. Dark Passage has come down, but Zoro taking so much damage. He uses the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. Freeze's ultimate gets knocked out by the wind wall, and NiP once again being forced to back away because they cannot fight without Zoro's presence.
Well, it looks like they're not really done yet. They know that few of the ultimates have been used, or at least the ultimate last breath coming out of Yasuo has been used. Unfortunately, it has a 30-second cooldown at this moment, and yeah, they're looking to secure, maybe catch someone out in this bottom lane. They know that there is no vision in this brush. Mythy just going to clear out this ward here. And Freeze standing here in the side. Kali jumping over the wall, looking for an engage here. Is he going to go in? No, he's just going to miss his Sonic Wave there. Which means that NoRemorse still standing. But their inhibitors are down, they cannot push out of the base. And in 1 minute, we're going to see yet another Baron. So, Ninja Pyjamas, they have control of the match, but if they're not careful, they're dealing with Lee Sin, Lucian, and Yasuo, so they could push down the middle lane in return pretty hard. However, only if those 3 champions live, then NoRemorse can finish it in one fell swoop. Ninja Pyjamas probably going to be focusing to take down Yasuo first, and then subsequently going to take out Lucian, and that pretty much removes all the bite from the team of NoRemorse. And Ninja Pyjamas, yeah, they're already pretty tanky, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to send Armin in and have Zoro jump after him.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me too much either. For now, for the time being, Death Sentence is coming out, not quite connecting for now, and they are starting to put some pressure on that top lane inhibitor turret. The turret has fallen to around 50% of its total health, so they are doing quite a good job in sieging this one, but the other inhibitors are spawning fairly soon, so they might just want to be quick about it. However, well, if they don't take down this inhibitor quickly, that means the other inhibitors will be respawning. Goldbro goes in. If he gets knocked up, he will go down for his nuke. Using that ultimate on himself, he will remove Darker from the map. Goldbro, the next focus. Double kill coming in for him as Freeze is doing work in those back lines. Zoro flashing in as well. That is an ace for NiP. That's going to be game 1. NiP, yeah, it's probably going to be game here.
Yeah, no chance here. Ninjas in Pyjamas smashing down onto the Nexus. GG's coming out, and well, it's just the sheer tankiness from Ninjas in Pyjamas that allowed them to survive the initial burst coming out from Yasuo and Gragas, and then completely turn around.